All right, group A and B, we are working on science today. So let's go ahead and open up our book to lesson 7, and we are learning about trees. All right, very exciting. Because we're in fall and the trees are gonna start to change color, fall to the ground. Some of you guys may have backyards to make leaf piles. I used to do that when I was little. All right, so we are actually gonna learn about a new word today, and it's called deciduous. Can you say that, deciduous? All right, so when I say the word deciduous, we're gonna stop there and I'm gonna explain to you what it means, all right? So let's go ahead and get reading. If you wanna follow along with your pointer finger, you may. At the very top, a tree is a plant that has a special kind of stem. All right, because remember, let's look over here really fast. We have what? We have a flower. It has roots. Does a tree have roots? Yeah. Does a tree have a stem? Yeah, but it's a special kind of stem. Just like this flower has a stem, we're gonna learn about the tree's stem. All right, so it has a special kind of stem called a trunk. So a flower has a stem, and it's called a stem, but the tree stem is called a what? A trunk. Like the trunk of your car? No, a different type of trunk. All right, a tree's trunk makes it very strong. Now we're gonna learn about bark. Bark helps protect the tree. The tree's trunks are covered with bark. Trees can grow to be very what? Tall. It can also be very small. Right, so right here we have a tree, and it's what? Is it tall or a small tree? A tall tree, and what's it covered? Do you see that stuff right there? It looks like it has texture to it. That's the tree's trunk, and on the trunk it's what? Bark. And what does it say the bark does? It protects the tree. Good job. Now we're gonna learn about shrubs. Say shrubs. It's kind of a funny word, shrubs. Shrubs or bushes. So what's a shrub? A shrub is another name to say bushes. Are similar to trees. Did you know that they're similar to trees? But they have more than one stem. Bushes are not as strong or as tall as trees. Deciduous trees lose their leaves each winter. What's that word I just used? Deciduous. Say it with me, deciduous. All right, so what is a deciduous tree? It's a tree that loses their leaves every winter, all right? Or in the fall time right now. So right now that's fall. What's happening to the trees? They're gonna be bare. And right now in the fall time, what are they slowly starting to do? They're slowly starting to what? Fall to the ground. Well, first change color and then fall. And then by the time winter comes, they have no leaves. So just deciduous tree loses their leaves by winter, all right? So they grow new leaves each spring. So what comes after winter? Spring. So after winter, that's when you start to see little buds and little leaves start to sprout, all right? Oak, maple, and cherry trees are example of these, oak, maple, cherry trees are examples of these kinds of trees. So what's a deciduous tree? Say with me. A deciduous tree is an oak, a maple, and even a cherry tree. There's more trees to it, but these are just some examples. All right, so let's go and turn the page. All right, and at the top, now there's a different kind of tree. All right, so there's deciduous trees, and what do deciduous trees do? They lose their leaves at winter. Evergreen trees don't lose their leaves. All right, so we have deciduous trees, and then we have deciduous trees, and we have what? Evergreen trees. Deciduous trees lose their leaves. Evergreens don't lose their leaves. All right, so evergreens don't lose their leaves. These trees have needles instead of a flat leaf. See the needles? They're kind of pointy. Trees are very useful. We not only get building materials, baseball bats, and paper from trees, but they also provide materials that are important ingredients in paint, lipstick, toothpaste, shoe polish, medicine, and maple syrup. All right, we get a lot of things. Let's say that again. So we use trees to what? Build houses, they said. But not only do we build houses, we use ingredients for paint. So if you have paint on your wall, you can go ahead and look at it. I have a white paint on my wall right now. We got some of the ingredients from trees. If your mama wears some lipstick or has lipstick, some of that ingredient from the lipstick is from what? A tree. All right, what else? If you brush your teeth, which I hope you're doing every day, all right, what do some of the ingredients from? Trees. Shoe polish, so to make your shoes nice and shiny. We also use some materials from trees. Medicine that you take if you get maybe a headache or a tummy ache, or you go to the doctor and they tell you to take medicine. And we also get maple syrup for when you have your pancakes. We have some of the ingredients are from trees. All right, now question time. What is the difference between a tree and a shrub or a bush? Remember, a shrub is a bush. All right, so what is a tree? A tree is what? Tall, and a bush is smaller. Let's see what else. We can climb a tree, but can we climb a bush? No, we can't. All right, can you name a deciduous tree? Oh wait, I never finished reading the top. Huh. I'm so sorry, beginners. I have to go back and read because I totally skipped the part. All right, evergreen trees do not lose their leaves. These trees have needles instead of leaves. Fir, pine, spruce are examples of evergreen trees. Trees are very useful. All right, question number 2. Can you name a deciduous tree? Remember, what's a deciduous tree? If you don't remember, we can turn the page back because I forgot myself. All right, deciduous tree is do you remember any of the names? Starts with an O. Oak tree, maple tree, and cherry tree. All right, and an evergreen tree is a fir, a pine, or a spruce. Now these, remember, are just examples, but there's a big variety of evergreen and deciduous trees. What protects a tree's trunk? Do you remember the name of something that protects it? The tree, it's nice and hard. It looks like it has texture. It's on the first page right here. Do you remember what that's called? Bark. Great job. All right, and it says create your own forest. Use these trees and bush shapes to trace and draw your own forest into a separate sheet of paper. You can tell which is an evergreen and which is a deciduous from its shape. All right, so what you can do, they're saying, is get a piece of paper and lay it on flat. Make sure you have a lot of light shining on your paper. All right, and then you can trace the outline of these trees right here. All right, you don't have to, you can if you want to, or you can just write on here if you'd like, and you can try to guess, is this a tree? No, that's a bush. So we'd write a what? A bush, or we'd write, what was the other word for a bush? A shrub. All right. And then right here you can see which tree is what. A tree that has leaves is a deciduous tree, and a tree that has needles, like this tree right here, which looks like it's probably this tree as well, like pine needles, like a Christmas tree, that is what? An evergreen tree. All right, turning to the back page, it says tree products. Circle the products that come from trees. Put an X on the products that do not come from trees. So I have my pencil right here. You can do it with a color pencil or a crayon. It's completely up to you. All right. And if you want to color at the end, you may. Okay, so we have a tree. What's some things? Let's do just a couple, maybe 2 together. Let's see, what's something that comes from a tree? Ooh, a cell phone. Does a cell phone come from a tree? No. Can we think of any part on a cell phone that comes from a tree? No, so we're gonna put an X on it. All right, let's move on. How about a guitar? Does a guitar come from a tree? Well, it is made out of wood right here, the base of it. So yeah, part of the guitar comes from a tree, so I'm gonna circle it. All right, so you can go ahead and do that with all of your little items and see how much you get correct. And that, I believe, is it for today. So that was all for our science on trees. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next science video next week. Great job.